Welcome to the AskARoofer Podcast, where all your roofing questions find their answers. Your hosts, Megan Ellsworth and Lauren White, peel back the layers of the roofing world to reveal the knowledge, tips, and FAQs you've been curious about. From shingles to skylights, metal to asphalt, we're here to demystify the system above your head. So get ready to ask, learn, and explore the fascinating world of roofing, one question at a time on the AskARoofer Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the AskARoofer Podcast. I'm Lauren White, and I am joined today by Luis with Final Touch Construction to talk about upgrades, specialty roofing options, all that good stuff. I'm excited to learn more. But Luis, I'll have you introduce yourself. Tell us who you are.
Hi, good morning. Thank you, Lauren, for having me. Appreciate it. So Luis Echeverria with Final Touch Construction, and I've been in business since 2009, so it'll be 17 years this year.
Wow,
but my
congrats.
construction experience started long before that. I was a project manager for Pulte Homes and D.R. Horton, and then I did some work for NAFAC and Army Corps of Engineers, so I have an extensive construction background.
Yeah, wow. Well, very cool. Congratulations on 17 years. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. No, I can't believe I just said that. It feels like I just started in my garage not too long ago. So
Yeah.
It's been interesting. It's been fun. I love what I do, so I think that's what makes it that much better.
Yeah, for sure. It's fun to hear everybody's kind of origin stories and where they are now. So, yeah, very cool. Well, today we are talking about kind of homeowner options for, specialty roofing options. So to start off, what defines specialty roofing and how is that different from, more of the standard materials people might have heard of a little bit more?
Yeah, well, to me, specialty roofing is like a high-end material, durable, aesthetically unique. So you're looking at maybe some slates, you're looking at some metals, which that also can exceed the standard from like a shingle, right? Anything over 35 years, you're looking at a high-end product, more durable. So that's what that means to me when I hear that.
Okay, very cool. I think that's an important thing to note as we dive into this conversation. So what factors get overlooked, do you think, when decisions are being made on, some of those specialty roofing materials, like concerning that upfront cost?
I think a lot of it is maintenance. Somebody does not think about maintenance. Even though you're installing a roof, we don't think about a roof as a maintenance. But there is a lot of maintenance that goes into a roof to take care of it, to make sure that it gives you everything that it's supposed to do. We maintain just about everything else in our homes. As soon as we finish our roof, we just like to forget about it. I don't know why. So I think maintenance is something that's important and something that should be looked at when buying a product, purchasing a product, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of one of those out of sight, out of mind things. It's there.
It's weird, right? I mean, you're going to go and you're looking at spending a certain amount of money, and then you're like, well, if you want to, your budget, depending on, there's different budgets. So if you have a low budget, you're going to get something that's going to be low cost, and then you're going to have to spend another several thousands of dollars in 10, 20 years from now. So it just depends on what you're looking for, too.
Right. Yeah. Taking care of it to prolong its life.
Life. Yes, for sure.
Definitely. So how should homeowners evaluate that durability and lifespan that we were kind of talking about when comparing roofing materials as they're, looking to get their next roof?
I would say calculating the cost maybe per year on the maintenance. and the longevity of the material. So are you purchasing, a lot of the times too, we forget climate, where you're at plays a huge part in your roofing. Here in California, we have, hot, we have cold, rainy. It depends on where you're at. If you're in Southern California, you're not going to get that much rain, right? But you still have Big Bear. Like I'm in Southern California. I'm in Fontana, Riverside area, right? So I have the mountains that are about an hour away, which we just had a bunch of snow. We have the beach, which is an hour away. And now we're getting 80-degree weather. So it just all depends on where you're at. So calculating the cost per year on your maintenance, I think that's important because you have the snow. We have snow, we have rain, and then you have the sun, you have ocean water, breeze, you have the salt water. People don't take that into consideration, and there's a huge factor with that.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you bring up is, just where you live is going to affect, the lifespan of your roof and which materials are going to perform better, right? And last longer with that good maintenance.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And in terms of, as people are looking at those different factors of durability, lifespan, energy performance, is that kind of another key factor? Like, how does that maybe affect the roof material that people might choose in terms of like their comfort inside and utility costs and that type of thing?
Yeah, no, here in California, Title 24, very important, right? When it comes to shingle roofs or just roofs in general. I'm thinking anywhere from 20 to 30% cost savings with electrical. And it can go even higher if you start doing like insulation and stuff like that as well, that you factor both of them together, right? The cost savings is there for sure. If you just think about it, when you're turning on your AC, it's over 120 or 100 degrees outside, and you got your AC going. If your attic space is well ventilated, it's well insulated, you're going to save on costs on turning on the air because your ducts are going to be a little bit cooler, right? So you get a lot of that cold air a lot quicker. Your system shuts down. It only turns on for 5-10 minutes, and it keeps your temperature low, keeps your temperature on where you want it to be. So it's definitely a huge cost saving. Like I said, it could be up to 30% on electric savings, which is significant.
Yeah, that's a substantial amount. Yeah, I would love to be saving that much on my utility costs right now.
You can.
I know. Gotta figure out the roof. No, I think that's great. Yeah, just knowing that what you're putting into your roof and how much care and attention is being put into it can really affect your whole household, not just, your wallet with how much you're spending.
100%. When we start talking about those kinds of things with our clients, our homeowners, their eyes just light up. They're like, "Oh, we haven't heard that before." And it's, some of us do that, some of us don't when we sit down with a client and stuff like that. But I think it's important that we ask these questions. And I think all these questions that you've asked so far, a lot of us forget about it. A lot of us don't put that into consideration, the maintenance, the cost savings for electrical, the right system, the right product for your region. It's very important that we start, educating our clients and our homeowners about that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I think another thing that, plays into that education also is aesthetics versus function, right? You want your roof to look good, but you also want it to function properly for that, the ventilation and be the right material to last longer. So how should homeowners kind of approach that aesthetics versus function kind of conundrum, if you will?
Okay. Well, that's a little tricky sometimes because your home is built a certain way. So, and you have to make sure that structurally, you can install that type of roof. Like, let's say you have a shingle roof. Just, you know, make it easy. You have a shingle roof. Homeowner wants tile because they're like, oh, you know what? They think that shingle is not going to last long. It's going to be an issue. They want tile because it looks better. They have their opinion, correct? So you have to make sure that the structure is going to be suitable for that type of tile. You know, regular tile weighs more than shingle. So now you have to run into, making sure that that roof is going to be held up. So you might have to do lightweight tile. And then you start talking about what the differences are with lightweight and regular tile and educating the client regarding that. But I would say prioritize the structure. And that's probably the best example on that.
Yeah, definitely. Making sure that it can
Yeah.
hold the weight.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, you can go to metal as well, but you also have to factor in: is this a high wind area? Is this salt water metal? What's it going to do to the gasket, the caps around the metal, around the screws? So there's a lot of variables. Just making sure you pick the right system for your region is important. Huge.
Yeah, definitely. And for those homeowners who are reading over their warranties and, kind of reading that fine print about what that looks like once the roof is put on, even the material that's the manufacturer is providing, are there certain things that homeowners should pay attention to when they are looking through, those manufacturer, even contractor warranties?
Yeah, they should definitely look into the manufacturer warranty for sure. Read up on it. There's plenty of manufacturers out there, right? But they also should look at the contractor's workmanship warranty. A contractor should be able to give the homeowner a workmanship warranty, and it should be in writing, and they should be, spelled out what's under warranty. Key factors, on the coverage is the duration. And then making sure that they register in time, because some of those manufacturers have a deadline on how long or how quick they need to register that roof so that they can get that coverage. Those are key factors for sure.
Yeah, read the warranties. It's important info.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, a lot of it is, one page or two. It's not a lot, but, if you're sitting across with a client, sometimes it can get a little overwhelming with everything. But I think just taking it one step at a time, being patient, and you'll hit all the key factors. But for a client's perspective, just make sure you read the warranties.
Yeah. And ask questions too. If there's something that you don't understand, right? Ask those questions. Yeah. And
100%.
Yeah. Make sure everybody's on the same page moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and so, from a resale perspective for, homeowners that are maybe choosing these specialty roofing materials, how much does that roofing material choice influence, not only the home value, but also that buyer perception when they're looking at it and seeing it?
That's a really good question too. When you install a roof, you can recoup. And this is going to sound crazy, but you can actually recoup anywhere from 50 to 70% on that roof, and it's true, especially when you have the right warranties for resale value on that roof. It can pay itself back. That's number one. Number two, the curb appeal. The curb appeal is a factor. Like, you're looking at a home and you're looking at the landscaping, you're looking at the front, right? And you're looking at the paint. You really are looking at the roof, especially if you're a second or third home buyer. If you've been through this before, you didn't care about the roof, and then, oh my God, now I got a roof leak. Now it's going to cost several thousands of dollars, but the inconvenience of a roof leak just kind of sucks, right? Let's be honest. So once you start buying another home, you're going to look at that roof and you're going to pay attention. So I think the resale value is there, the curb appeal is there, And then if you're looking at like Da Vinci's, like you're looking at slate tiles, you're looking at a metal roof, it just brings that wow factor as well when you're like, wow, that's a beautiful roof and you're looking at it, right? And your anxiety level goes down a little bit after, when you know that you don't have to worry about a roof, even a shingle roof, and you look at it and you're like, okay, that's a nice shingle roof. It's that your anxiety goes down. You're able to move in and enjoy the home a little bit more. So you definitely get a return value on that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the roof is so important for kind of tying all those elements together, even the landscaping, the siding, the trim and everything. You want it to be cohesive and look good.
Right.
Yeah. So choosing the right material, right color and everything, it matters for that resale.
Yeah, you'd be surprised that very early when I started my company, I would walk up to a home and they'd call me out for a kitchen remodel or something like that, because we're general as well. And I'd see a blue tarp on the roof, and I'm like, "Are you sure you don't want to talk about it?" "Oh, no, we'll fix it. We'll take care of it. I just want a new kitchen." And I'm thinking, okay, that's fine. So I think the client or the actual homeowner I don't, depends, but they don't put a lot of emphasis on the roof. And I really, I stress that so much now, that the roof is just as important, if not more, than the foundation. I mean, you got one and the other. You got a good foundation, you got a great roof, you're going to have a great home. Absolutely.
Yeah. Kind of like a sandwich, right? You want both pieces to be.
That's a great one. Yeah, I'm going to have to use that one for sure. Yeah. Great sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. So are there any specific questions that you think homeowners should ask to determine if a specialty roof is the right fit for, their home and where they're living?
Just the most important one is structural. Like I said a little while earlier, if you're going from shingle to tile, make sure your structural can handle the weight, whether it's metal. If you're going from anything other than what you currently have, make sure that your structure can handle it. Number two, I would say just look into local building codes. Make sure that you're able to install that type of roof, especially here, like I said, in California. A lot of the times you're going to be required to install a Title 24 roof. So just make sure that you check with the building code. And, your climate, is it suitable for your climate? Is it going to be good for your climate? I think those three questions are safe.
Yeah, I think those are some great takeaways for homeowners. And kind of to wrap things up, what advice do you have for homeowners who, are trying to balance that budget, performance, and long-term value, to ensure that they're happy with their specialty roof investment, and kind of hitting on those other points of budget, performance, and value?
Just call Final Touch Construction. We'll take care of it.
There you go. Perfect.
No, but just do your homework on the material a little bit. Do your homework with your contractor. Get 2 or 3 quotes. Look at the warranties that they provide. A lot of the times those are subtle changes, subtle differences. So that's probably what I would say to them, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's great. Doing your homework, get multiple quotes. It's not always going to be, that first quote might be the one that you go with, but it's good to have options and compare all of the different aspects.
Ask questions, like you said a little while ago. Just ask questions. Feel comfortable with the whole process.
Right. Yeah, they're going to be spending a lot of time on your home. So
a lot of time and money, for sure.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Just make sure it's worth it.
Yeah. Well, perfect. I think that's a good note to end on. Luis, this was great. There are a lot of good takeaways for all of you listening. And make sure to check out Final Touch Construction. You can find their directory and more information from them on AskARoofer.com. And if you're in Southern California and need a specialty roof or roofing or general contracting, definitely reach out to Luis. But this was great. Thank you so much, Luis, for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
And we will catch you all next time.
If your roof needs answers, subscribe now to the AskARoofer Podcast. We've got your questions covered, one episode at a time. Go to AskARoofer.com to submit your questions and learn more. Stay tuned and keep those questions coming.